What's up, guys? Welcome to Chelsea Talks. I'm Heather Butler, and I'm here with my guest.
I'm Mrs.Gingras.
Okay, we're gonna start off with a couple icebreaker questions. If you were flavored of ice cream, what do you think you'd be?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go Moose Tracks
Moose Tracks.
because, well, it's not just plain vanilla, okay? You're gonna have some vanilla, you're gonna have some chocolate, and I like those Reese peanut butter cups that are in it, but they're the little ones. Isn't that Moose Tracks?
I don't know. I've never had Moose Tracks. I thought they had tree nuts in them, and I'm allergic to those, so I don't.
Oh,
Do Moose Tracks have tree nuts in them?
I didn't think so, but
Oh, well, maybe not. So it's just like chocolate ice cream with.
well, I think it's
bits in-
vanilla ice cream, but it's kind of got like the fudge or something kind of
Oh,
swirled
okay.
in some kind of way. I don't know. I think we need to have like a field trip to the Bluebell ice cream factory.
It's a good idea. We'll talk to Miss Chris.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Cindy Cruz?
Okay. What'd you major in college?
I went to Jacksonville State, and when I first got there, I really did not know. But truth be told, I was a sophomore at Berry High School, and the good Lord started calling me to be a teacher. And in my mind, I was like, wrong number. I hate school, so I don't want to be a teacher. And over, like, oh, I think, what am I going to do when I grow up? And always in the back of my voice, you're going to be a teacher. You're going to be a teacher. And so anyway, I got 2 years under my belt. It's time, like, for real, what are you going to do? So I went into education, secondary education, and became an English teacher and was an English teacher at Oak Mountain Middle probably for about 10 years-ish. When I decided to go back to school and get my master's in school counseling. But then I hung on to that degree because I got it in 2010. I kind of hung on to that because, again, I just felt like if I'm supposed to leave the classroom, like I will know when to leave the classroom. And that's not really exactly how it happened. I mean, it all happened so quickly, and left my students in a February and was here 2 days later.
Wow.
So this is my 25th year, but I was at Oak Mountain Middle for 23 plus. So it's my 25th year in a middle school. I just cannot pass the 7th grade.
So you had your counseling, part of your counseling degree, while you were also getting your English degree.
Well, I already had my undergraduate, so that's how I was a teacher. And then as I'm teaching, I would go back to school and get my master's in school counseling.
Okay. So so you like being around kids,
Yeah.
and then the school and kid aspect of counseling is what appealed to you for you to wanna.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like, your classroom teachers, they are counseling you every day. They are the ones that know you better than anyone. They know when you walk in and you're just off. And so I feel like I've always communicated to my students and was very just tuned in to just where they were emotionally. And I always wanted them to be successful, and I wanted to hold them accountable for sure. Always made my expectations very, very clear, but everybody has off days. So as teachers, we're constantly counseling or, loving on kids, being their mama, being their daddy, being whatever they need in that moment.
Yeah. So a lot of teachers I have teaching life skills as well as just math and science stuff too.
For
so.
sure, yeah.
Do you have any advice for students looking to make the most out of their school year?
Get out of your own head.
Good
I mean,
advice.
and it's so much easier to say, but I feel like, whether you're a kid or a grown up, if we just get out of our own heads and truly just live, not worry about what this person's going to say or that nobody does it this way, and just be uniquely yourself. And I struggle with that, and I'm old. But, I just feel like we overthink so many things. And, if we just had more confidence and more acceptance, then, all the bad stuff would not be as big as it is sometimes.
So just kind of trying to live.
Yeah. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own head.
It's good advice.
Thanks. I'm a counselor.
I guess you gotta be good at that then, huh?
Well, I don't know. Some days I'm like, did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing?
You second guess yourself a lot?
I did in the beginning when I very first got here. It was just so different. You know, in the classroom, it was very, very structured, same as what you're experiencing. You know, a bell ringer, take out your homework, let's check it, let's, you know, here's the notes for the day, or here's the story we're going to read, or whatever. This is what you need to do for homework. Peace out, y'all have a great rest of your day. And here, it's just different. No day is the same. And so in the beginning, I really didn't know what I was supposed to be doing unless there was a kid in my office or the phone was ringing. I mean, I just was sitting. I was, what do I do? So in the beginning, I second guessed a ton. But I was just recently talking to my husband and my parents, and I just said, you know, by no means do I have this. You know, I don't think I'll ever be like, killed that, mic drop. But I definitely feel more confident. I feel like I know what I should be doing before, like I'm right in that moment and like, oh my gosh.
So you're just more confident in your abilities now that you've got a little more experience?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're never too old to learn and grow, and I have had to remind myself of that, like to have been in one place for 23 years doing the same thing, you know. I could have just gone on out in retirement and said, okay, well, this is it. So I sometimes will pat myself on the back and be just proud of myself for stepping out of my comfort zone and trying something new, because it's been awesome. It's come with growing pains for sure, but it's been great.
So the growing pains are worth it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
So you don't really have, you don't know what your day-to-day is? There's nothing you could...
There's things like I knew that I was going to meet with you. I knew that I had an appointment with a student this morning, things like that. But even those things, you know, when I was talking with you, I could have very well, something could have blown up in my face this morning and I would have had to have dealt with it. But no, I mean, there's days when I get here and, you know, there's already people that need to be seen. You know, something's happened at home or maybe something on the bus. And then other days, you know, it's, you know, teaching kids just how to use the telephone in the front office. Hey, dial 9 first.
So do you get more freedom that way, correct?
Yes.
Do you like that more than, so when you were a teacher, you didn't have as much freedom?
Right.
Do you like
I
the
do.
less?
I do. And I always say this, I don't assign homework anymore, obviously. So, you know, I don't ever get fussed out about that was too much homework or you didn't grade it the right way. As an English teacher, I don't have the essays to grade any longer. I don't take things home. And, you know, I did a lot as an English teacher. And sometimes I would kind of abuse that. might tell my husband, like, oh, I've got all these essays I've got to grade. You're going to have to do the laundry or you're going to have to cook supper. So now I'm doing more of my wifely or home duties, I guess.
So you just get all the chores by grading essays? I should use that. I got to write an essay today, Mom. I can't do my laundry. Can't clean my room.
Okay, when she fusses at you and you're...
I'm going to tell her it was you. I'm going to be like, Mrs.Gingras told me to do it.
Then you'll have to counsel me. I'll be like, why did I say that?
Okay, so I have a couple more questions.
Okay.
This one's for my curiosity. It's a selfish question, but every time I get your emails, I'm letting out belly laughs. So I just need to know how you get so good at writing emails.
This has been a gift since 6th grade. I went to Blood Park Elementary, and Miss Knight, my 6th grade teacher, requested a conference with my mother. I did not know this. We are going out for recess, and there is my mama in the hallway, and I am mortified and scared because at no point did I think, oh, Miss Knight's going to tell my mom what a great person I am. So I knew that I was in trouble, but I could not figure out what have I done. And so Miss Knight would take up our notebooks at the end of the week, and she had found where I had written this note to someone that obviously I was upset with. And so this was not a nice note, but one of the things that Mrs. Knight said to my mom was, but she has a way of expressing herself. Like I can hear her saying this. And so So of course I get in trouble. Like my mom is not like, oh, please write me notes to friends. That's awesome. But in the conversation, Mother had just said, she did mention you have this kind of gift with the writing, and I've seen that, and I don't know. I've always been a writer.
The way you just write, you can hear yourself saying it. I can just hear your voice, like the tone and everything. Like the way you express yourself through writing is crazy. I don't know.
Well, it's so much easier. I'm not confrontational at all, so I'm pretty sure that in 6th grade, that's why I would have written, this I'm going to get her note.
Did you give her the note?
Lord, no. No, it just stayed in my notebook. That's how Miss Knight found it. And I might have, though, because then that wouldn't have been like face-to-face fighting or fussing.
I mean, at least you didn't give it to her, so.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Knight, for saving me.
That could have gone down pretty bad.
I mean, I could have ended up in Mr. Barron's office. He was the principal. I was scared to death of that man.
The principal?
Yeah. Well, I mean, 100 years ago when I was in elementary school, like we still paddled and that kind of thing. So, and I mean, Mr. Barron wasn't afraid to do that.
Y'all still paddled?
Well, I mean, 100 years ago when I was in elementary school.
Not that long ago.
It was.
Oh, I don't know if I could get paddled by a teacher. That would be rough.
Oh, Lord, no, it wouldn't happen today. No. No, absolutely not.
I'm glad they did away with that. Some of my teachers might want to paddle me.
I doubt it. Now, Noah, your other co-host every now and again.
That was behind the camera. Yeah, all the teachers are getting Noah. Oh, so you come to our classes and you kind of go through slideshows and just teach us some different school skills that we need to succeed in school. Mm-hmm. Do you have like a quick tidbit on how you could kind of build a good, strong relationship with your teachers?
Well, I continue to see that kids are just having a very hard time communicating with their. My kids are having a really hard time communicating with their teachers. I think sometimes that face-to-face is it's intimidating for them to send an email, and if they're apprehensive about that, then we do that together. Because I want my 8th graders to leave the building confident enough to have a face-to-face. And if that's too high of a goal, then let's figure out how to send an email, communicate what your needs are, and go from there. Because when you get to the high school, that's a life skill that we talked about, and you want to have that ability and that confidence to have a conversation with your teachers. I have not met one in 25 years, a teacher in 25 years that's doing the profession so they can make kids' lives miserable. So, we are always there to help. This is, you have to have a servant's heart to be in education, and especially in middle school.
Yes.
Yes. Some days are really hard. And I remember middle school being really, really hard. So, but no, so to go back to your question, I want students to leave the building having the confidence to have a face-to-face, but if not, let's communicate via an email. Let's start there. But I definitely want to put more accountability on the student, because the parent or the guardian, that's wonderful that they're reaching out to teachers on behalf of their child. Great. But we want to see the student doing that for him or herself a little bit more.
I had to realize, about 7th grade, I realized that my teachers are human, just like I am. Kind of crossing the barrier between, all the adults in your life being authority figures to them being, peers in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
So that helped me a lot.
I love that. Because even, it's so funny to me because when you see a student in public, or they see you really, and they're, oh, hey, Mrs.Gingras, and it's really kind of awkward, and you're like, okay, bud, well, thanks for speaking, have a good one. And then you see them on Monday, and they're like, I saw you at Walmart this weekend. And yeah, we had a whole conversation. I remember that. I think, there's that, teachers aren't real people. We live here all the time.
Yeah, some of, I think it's becoming popular is taking pictures of your teachers and when you see them in public and then being like, hey, I saw you this day, and then like showing them the picture after school. And some of them think it's funny. Some of them are a little creeped out, but.
So it's not like a selfie that the person doesn't know. It's just like from
No,
afar. Like
it's just like behind the toilet paper, just snapping pictures.
oh, awesome.
I took a selfie with my old 5th grade teacher in Dollar Tree the other day, though.
Okay.
So I didn't
Did
take
you-
any like behind the.
Okay, good. Did
Yeah.
you share it with your teacher?
My 5th grade teacher?
Yeah, the picture.
Oh, I don't have her contact information.
Okay. After this,
Well,
you let
we
me
took
know.
a selfie together. So it's Miss
What-
Birdsong.
Was it with her phone?
No.
So it was your phone.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get her that picture. She wants it.
Okay.
I promise.
I don't know.
She does.
I think she's retired now.
I'll find her.
Okay.
I'll use my Scooby-Doo skills and figure it out.
It's a little scary. I think that wraps it up.
Okay. Well, I think that you all are doing an incredible job with the podcast, and just really appreciate your time. And the questions were wonderful. I want you to thank your teacher, Mrs. English, because she's killing it.
She is. Thank you, Miss English.
But no, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
I'm not doing this. Thank you for tuning in to Chelsea Talks. Make sure to watch our other podcasts. We'll see you next time.
Bye.